Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! I was so excited to have the honor of spending Christmas with every fan of Descendants and Zombies to discuss these franchises, because these franchises have forever and always held a very special place in our hearts. Having said that, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everybody watching this video from wherever you hear my voice this morning. What an honor it was for me to come home and spend the holidays with each and every one of you. I was so excited about it because we had so much to be excited about in 2025, and even more to be excited about looking ahead to 2026, which I predict is going to be the biggest year ever for Descendants and Zombies fans, and I'm looking forward to review this and to experience it with each and every one of you the way that it was forever and always meant to be discussed. I just want to take an opportunity to say Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everybody watching this video. I was so excited to record this video this morning. I pre-recorded content all day yesterday because I wanted to have my videos up and kind of beat out the algorithm for Descendants and Zombies videos. I've noticed that fans of Descendants and Zombies are posting social media posts about Descendants and Zombies bright and early this morning. I guess it has everything to do with how everybody wants to beat out the algorithm. So what I do is I start filming between 8:35 and 9:05 a.m. every morning. Hey Google, what time is it?
It's 9:41 a.m.
We don't stop here on this YouTube channel. We go right on through because we have so much to be excited about. Descendants 5 Book of Wonderland will drop sometime between now and July 2026. And to be honest with each and every one of you, although we still don't know what the release date of Descendants 5 Book of Wonderland is going to be, I think more people have more of a reason to be excited than ever before, because Red's going to have a sister in this one played by Liamani Segura. And to be honest with each and every one of you, I am so excited to find out what kind of intriguing plot and storyline will be presented for the first time ever, because for the first time ever, with new characters coming into this franchise being introduced to us for the very first time, I think fans have more to be excited about than ever before. And I think conversation on social media is going to be at an all-time high. And it's going to give us more conversation opportunities. It's going to give us more of a chance to post more videos than perhaps ever before about Descendants. And I'm just really excited to be a part of this, because undeniably we are going to be a part of history. And I think that Liamani Segura, even though we don't really know that much about her, is going to offer more than ever before to the Descendants franchise. And we can't forget to mention people like Keanu Romero, who I believe is going to be playing Hazel Hook in this franchise for the first time ever. I remember always being a fan of the original Peter Pan classic. I believe that was released for the first time back in 1957. Now, I'm not sure if I'm correct on that date, but I do remember the original Peter Pan being first released in the early 1950s. And I remember that was one of my first Disney movies that I ever watched, and there was just something about the relationship between Peter Pan, Tinkerbell, and Captain Hook, who played the villain, because as I've said many times, for every hero there needs to be a villain, and for every villain there needs to be a hero, and Peter Pan and Captain Hook fit perfectly together. And they really brought this franchise to life. I also remember being a huge fan of Sleeping Beauty many years ago, and I actually have the original Sleeping Beauty DVD, the 50th anniversary DVD that was first released back in 2008. One of my favorite Disney Channel stars of all time, Emily Osment, recorded the music video for Once Upon a Dream for that music video. But you know something, no matter how many times I watch these Disney Princess classics, I can't help but fall in love with them every single time. So when I first saw Kylie Control playing the character Red, and really bringing her to life, giving her life more than ever before, than any Disney Channel star had ever been able to bring a character such as Red or Mal or Evie to life, I had such a greater appreciation and so much respect for Kylie Control. I couldn't stop talking about Kylie Control because I believed in Kylie Control so much. I know it has everything to do with how Kylie Control used to post YouTube videos back in like 2008, 2009, and I was such a huge fan of Kylie Control because I had realized that she wanted to be a superstar more than anything else in the world, and she wanted to put smiles on each and every one of your faces and go as far as to touch your heart, because when you know that you've touched the heart of every fan of Disney Channel, you know you've accomplished your goal. And you've set out to achieve every dream possible. And I think Kylie Control having this incentive of making everybody a believer in whatever your dream was really beautifully done. I remember this past summer as part of the Worlds Collide Tour, she opened up every venue with how dreams can really happen and become a reality for everybody. And I had a greater appreciation for Kylie Cantrell, and I remember having so much respect for her. So when it came to offering up criticism about Kylie Cantrell, I had no place in any conversation that I was having about that, because I had believed in Kylie Cantrell perhaps more than anybody, and that's what Google has come to know me about for many, many years, is supporting your favorite Descendants and Zombies stars of all time. I've somewhat achieved a lot of fame for these videos about Descendants and Zombies. Unbeknownst to me, I have one of the most popular Descendants and Zombies YouTube channels in the world, but it has never had anything to do with me. It's had everything to do with your love and support, which is truly undeniable, and there's really no comparison to the love and support you get from Descendants and Zombies fans from all across the globe. It's amazing to me how many hearts I've touched with every video that I've ever had the honor of uploading. Because it's one thing to upload a video with your thoughts in it about Descendants and Zombies and share it with everybody, because you never know how you're going to be received or how people are going to respond to your videos. But it's a whole honor, a whole different experience when you have a chance to meet so many incredible fans of Descendants and Zombies. And you know something, with over 600,000 fans of Descendants and Zombies on YouTube every single night, I realize that I've got my work cut out for me, but there's nothing that we can't do together, and that's why I'm so excited about 2026 and all the predictions that I have yet to make and witness for fans of Descendants and Zombies. Because if there was one guy who believed in this franchise more than anything else in the world right about now, it is yours truly. And I've had the honor of my life having the chance to meet so many wonderful fans of this franchise who have forever and always drawn inspiration from drawing their favorite characters, collecting the Descendants of Zombies dolls. How many of you got your favorite Descendants of Zombies character as part of your doll collection this morning on Christmas morning? I know how it went. This morning at probably 5 a.m. or earlier, you were down in front of your Christmas tree in your living room, and you were opening up that one package with that Descendants of Zombies doll you had forever and always dreamed of having as part of your collection. I know how it goes, because over 30 years ago on Christmas morning, I know that was forever ago, I received some of my very first plushies of the 101 Dalmatians doll collection. And years ago, the way it went were there were over 101 plushie 101 Dalmatian dolls released, and you had to individually collect every single one of the 101 Dalmatians. And one of the first Dalmatian plushies I ever received for Christmas as part of a Christmas gift was Patches as part of the 101 Dalmatians doll collection, and I never ever forgot it. They used to come in, I think, packs of double dolls, so basically what you would get are two Dalmatian puppies in one plushies collection. And as you would individually collect each 101 Dalmatians doll, you would end up with over 101 Dalmatians in total as part of your collection. And I remember having this huge collection of 101 Dalmatian plushies, Gargoyles action figures, which were really popular from 1994 up until 1999, the turn of the millennium. I grew up as a millennial, so I remember when Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo would have these bundled consoles with your favorite Disney video game bundled into the console. So for instance, if you got Super Nintendo for Christmas, either The Lion King or Aladdin would come as part of a bundle. And I remember when I got my very first Super Nintendo, one of the very first video games that I ever was a fan of on Christmas morning was Aladdin. And when I got my very first Super Nintendo, Aladdin was bundled in with the console, and I never ever forgot it. Disney always had this huge reputation for releasing video games off their most successful franchises. They did it for Aladdin. They did it for Toy Story. That was one of everybody's favorite video games of all time. A Bug's Life, Tarzan, and they really just left that generation behind, and I really wish they were still creating video games off their most successful franchises, because if I was a video game developer, I would get on Disney's good side, and I would start creating a lot of great video games based off their most successful franchises. I think that ever more than ever before, there should be a Descendants and Zombies video game. I would love, even if they released an app where you would play as your favorite Zombies or Descendants characters, I would love for a video game to be released perhaps off the Zombies franchise. Because there was always a chance to create something special with the Zombies and Descendants, and having the experience to role play as your favorite characters like Red and Chloe as part of the Descendants franchise would be a huge honor for me, because I was always a huge video gamer. I always had a greater appreciation for collecting video games that I would collect over the years, as you see from my PlayStation 4 video game collection. I have a huge PlayStation 5 video game collection that coincides with that. But pretty much what I've done ever since before Descendants and Zombies, entered my life, I was a video gamer, so I'd waste all my money on video games. I would save up all my money and buy this one video game that I always wanted to be a part of my collection. But I remember years ago being a huge fan of video games based off of Disney's most successful franchises, and I would go on to collect all of them for Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. My friend had a Sega Genesis, so I would spend every Saturday afternoon over at his house playing video games inspired by Disney's most successful franchises. And I remember being a huge fan of the original Toy Story video game. I believe they had Toy Story Mania and Toy Story 2 in years later. I remember being a huge fan of Tarzan, which I still actually have as part of my original PlayStation video game collection. Disney was a part of this era and introduced us to a generation that prided itself on a lot of extensive merch. So I remember every Christmas morning waking up and being so excited to find that Super Nintendo or that Sega Genesis bundled in with Aladdin or The Lion King, and being such a huge fan of it. So when I saw this merch first released with the Worlds Collide Tour, the hoodies, the sweaters, the denim jackets, I thought they were beautiful. I mean, what more needs to be said about them? So many people took to their YouTube channels in disappointment, feeling let down over the quality of the merch. I think whatever they could find to criticize, they did, and they never really wanted to give it much of a chance to begin with. So I wanted to do something about it. I wanted to create something special and be a part of something special for every fan of Descendants of Zombies, because Descendants of Zombies will forever be remembered by me and never forgotten for giving me the greatest chance of all to have the honor of meeting so many incredible fans of Descendants of Zombies who have forever felt inspired by their favorite characters, who just wanted to be lost in the moment, if anything. How many of you have been fans of franchises where you've just wanted to become immersed in the moment and just be lost in the moment because of your favorite characters? I think from the very first moment we saw Dove Cameron's portrayal of Mal, we had a greater appreciation for how much she meant to that character and how much creative energy she put behind that character. She became so dedicated to that character. And years later, Kylie Cantrell took the torch from Dove Cameron, and Sophia Carson, herself, and Malia Baker really brought these characters to life in a way that nobody ever thought they would be brought to life. We had seen Kylie Cantrell on Gabby Byrne and the Unsittables. We remember Malia Baker from the reboot series of Are You Afraid of the Dark? Curse of the Shadows by 2022. And after having been a huge fan of Are You Afraid of the Dark for many years, going all the way back to October 31st, 1990, I believe that was the first ever time the pilot episode of the original Are You Afraid of the Dark, produced by DJ McHale, first dropped by Nickelodeon. And I remember being such a huge fan of the original pilot, which was called The Tale of the Phantom Cab. Season 1 of Are You Afraid of the Dark had so many memorable episodes, like The Tale of the Nightly Neighbors and Jake the Leprechaun. There were so many iconic episodes of Are You Afraid of the Dark that you just couldn't help but be a fan of. So when I saw Malia Baker become a character and become a member of the Midnight Society, which is a member of a society that I always wanted to be and be able to say, submitted for the approval of the Midnight Society, I call this tale and go like this and see this massive explosion of dust. It would have been so cool to have been a member of the Midnight Society. And guys, if there was ever a guy who could relate to each and every one of you and how you feel about your favorite Disney shows or your favorite Disney franchises like Descendants of Zombies, then I think this is the YouTube channel for you. And on this Christmas morning of 2025, as we celebrate and remember the memories that Christmas has given us over the last, at least for me, at least 30 years, because I've had the honor of meeting so many incredible fans of Descendants of Zombies, I think you should think about subscribing to this YouTube channel and come along with me on this incredible journey. Because even with how incredible 2025 was for every fan of Descendants of Zombies, 2026 is setting up to be a far more incredible year and to give us more to feel inspired by, because that's all I've ever wanted to be a part of, are all these defining moments that have brought us to the moments that we were first introduced, that allowed us to become fans of Descendants of Zombies and really become immersed in these franchises. I also respect the hard work and the dedication when it comes to the workout routine and the regimens that Kylie Cantrell puts herself through. I know she goes through a lot of dancing boot camps, and she does a lot of Stairmaster exercises and a lot of weightlifting to get in shape as the right character for Descendants, because you've got to be in the best shape of your life and you've got to be stronger than ever. And I remember seeing Kylie Cantrell and Ruby Rose Turner talking about this for a lot of the PR that first became available for Descendants of Zombies, and I remember being absolutely blown away by what they had to put themselves through. And that was hours and hours of weightlifting and extensive dance routine rehearsals. It was amazing seeing what your favorite Descendants of Zombie stars put themselves through. And I remember having so much respect for Ruby Rose Turner being lost in the moment with each and every one of you. And to be honest with each and every one of you, when I record a video about Descendants of Zombies, I become overwhelmingly excited, because I know with every video that you upload, I've already uploaded 2 podcasts bright and early this morning to beat out the algorithm, because I know every fan of Descendants of Zombies who has ever been a YouTube creator is trying to beat out the algorithm this morning. I have so much fun because you never ever know what kind of response you're going to receive for every video. You never know how many videos you're going to touch the hearts of so many people because of. And you know something? I think that's the best way to record your thoughts about Descendants and Zombies, because then people have a greater appreciation for how you feel about it. I know that a lot of you have a lot of unanswered questions that felt like they've been unanswered for forever about the release date of Descendants 5 and Zombies 5, because it feels like forever away before Zombies 5 happens. But I want each and every one of you to know that Zombies 5 will happen. We just don't know what the release date is suggesting for Zombies and setting up to look like. So I would expect that Zombies 5 is probably going to drop around 2027, 2028. It's speculated that filming of Zombies 5 will begin in early spring 2026, which is not that far away. Just to let you guys know that you will forever and always have this YouTube channel. I will keep you updated, and posts will be available on this YouTube channel every day leading up to the premieres of Descendants 5 and Zombies 5, because we have so much to really be excited about and so much to look forward to. Because I remember this past summer how excited everybody was to become immersed in the Worlds Collide tour, and how Kylie Control was really promoting our EP. There was so much collaboration and so much of an incredible effort that Kylie Control brought forth to really bring this EP to life. And now the same attention is being garnered by Freya Sky, because if there was ever somebody who has a chance of being considered the next Taylor Swift in every conversation, I think forever and always it's been Freya Sky. And I will forever present the argument of how I really believe that Freya Sky is the next Taylor Swift. I know I have a lot of Taylor Swift fans who have subscribed to this YouTube channel. I appreciate each and every one of you from my heart to yours. But if there was ever a superstar to talk about as your next Taylor Swift in probably 15, even 20 years from now, it's got to be Freya Sky. And I think the best way we can show how much we appreciate her is by giving her enough undeniable love and support, because we can never seem to give enough love and support to Freya Sky, because she is one superstar's future that I am incredibly excited to be a part of. Given all the views that she has on social media accounts, all the subscribers she's put up on her YouTube channel, nearly 700,000 people have subscribed to Freya Sky. I would love for Freya Sky to give me some of her subscribers, and I would love for you, if you're a Freya Sky fan, to subscribe here to this YouTube channel, because one of the superstars that I was particularly fond of posting videos about all throughout 2025, a chance I will never ever forget, is having the honor of talking about Freya Sky, because I know how much she means to each and every one of you, just as every one of your favorite Descendants and Zombie stars have always held a very special place in your heart. It is truly undeniable the significant impact and the forever imprint that your favorite Descendants and Zombie stars have left on your heart, and I think that more YouTube creators really need to sit back and put that into perspective each and every single time they record a video, because my heart is with you for how long you've been a fan of Descendants and Zombies, which must feel like forever for many of you, and my heart will forever and always remain dedicated to posting Descendants and Zombies content. I never ever thought this YouTube channel will go on to garner the reputation for itself that it has. I never ever thought that I would be sitting here this morning on Christmas morning 2025 as one of the greatest Descendants and Zombies podcast hosts of all time. I posted over 4,000 videos about every topic that I've ever talked about that's pop culture related or has had something to do with pop culture. And now I've gone on to post nearly 800 videos on Descendants and Zombies. I think this is something like the 740th video that I've uploaded on this YouTube channel, as we approach 750 videos and nearly 100,000 views over the next 2 weeks. That will be our next milestone on this YouTube channel, and I look forward to celebrating that latest milestone with each and every one of you who have contributed so much to this YouTube channel. I can never seem to express how appreciative I am of each and every one of you. I think I can go over a little bit in this video this morning, but guys, thank you so much, because I never ever thought that I would have the honor of spending the holidays with each and every one of you. We already celebrated Halloween last October and Halloween Fest from Disney, which I was so excited to be a part of. I was just so excited to be a part of and become immersed in these moments, because I've always believed that moments like these are only ever meant to happen once for every lifetime. So because moments like these are only ever meant to happen once in every lifetime, they should be celebrated and shared in together. And one of the greatest honors of my life has been to always and forever create the best Descendants and Zombies videos for everybody, because I know somewhere out there this morning, after all the Christmas present opening is over and done with, somebody's going to jump on Jonathan Clarke's YouTube channel and proclaim proclaim to the world and let the world know, because you should never be afraid to let the world know how you truly feel when it comes to Descendants of Zombies, that everybody's love for Jonathan Clarke's YouTube channel is absolutely, there's no comparison to this. And we've been a part of history because we created history together. And it's an opportunity in my life that I really wanted to seize, that I wanted to be a part of because of each and every one of you, because all I ever wanted to do was create something special for every fan of Descendants of Zombies, and together we did just that. And I have each and every one of you to thank for the undeniable love and support that you have shown for this YouTube channel from its very beginning, its initial beginnings, where we saw 500 subscribers, eventually expanding to 1,000. 1,000 became 1,500, and so on. Everybody loves Jonathan Clarke on YouTube, and everybody loves having these conversations about Descendants of Zombies every single time we have the chance to share in our predictions, our theories, and what's to be excited about for the unforeseeable future when it comes to Descendants of Zombies. Thank you so much for having watched this video. Thank you so much for having spent your Christmas holiday season with me. The next up on the calendar will be New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. I will be joining you for that, just to let you guys know, and I have a lot to get into about the future and what to look forward to in 2026, because it's going to be a big one for every fan of Descendants of Zombies. We have possibly Leg 2 of the Worlds Collide Tour coming at you. We have Freya Skies, a Stars Align Tour starting in February of 2026. So much to be excited about, and so much conversation opportunities to present us up with, and I'm so excited to be a part of that with each and every one of you. So if you have not subscribed, you're probably going to want to go ahead and get that out of the way right now, because we have so much conversation to get into and so much to appreciate about Descendants of Zombies, because how can you not appreciate these moments? It's been my honor to have spent the holiday season of 2025 with each and every one of you. If I didn't say it before, which I have already, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everybody watching this video from wherever you're watching or from wherever you hear my voice. Thank you so much for allowing me to have been part of your life for what feels like forever as your voice of Descendants of Zombies. Thank you so much for watching this video and loving people like Kylie Cantrell and Freya Sky as much as what you had, because they still have a long way to go, and it's a future that I'm really excited to be a part of with each and every one of you. Thank you so much for having watched this video.